Dan Kindell here, co-creator of ExpertHypnosisTraining.com, where Michael DeShella and I travel all over the place. We teach people how to hypnotize other people for good purposes. So what are some different types and forms of hypnosis? And that's what we really want to clear up today, and that's what we want to talk about today. So let's get into different forms of hypnosis. Very popular, common form, which is one that both Michael and I do, which you may also do, have seen. It may have gotten you interested in hypnosis, is stage hypnosis, comedy stage hypnosis. Now, what is comedy stage hypnosis? Number one, is it real? Is it fake? Is it a trick? Stage hypnosis is very, very real. And what we're doing in stage hypnosis, though it's very different than clinical hypnosis or hypnotherapy or consulting hypnosis. What we're doing in stage hypnosis, we're building a state of compliance in people. So we're getting people who want to volunteer, who want to be stars of the show. And we're inducing a state of receptivity, and we're also inducing a state in which that person feels extremely comfortable and confident within their ability to follow suggestions and instructions presented by the hypnotist. Now, this is deeper than just a state of compliance. If you would tell a person that they're conducting an imaginary orchestra, or if you tell a group of hypnotized volunteers they're conducting an imaginary orchestra, do they actually see the orchestra? No, they don't. They imagine it so vividly as if they feel like it's there, or they think it's there, but they don't actually see it. If you said, on my count of three, you're going to open up your eyes when I say the word microphone, you think the person next to you farted and it smells really bad, which is actually one of my favorite routines. Do they actually smell a fart? No, they don't. However, they don't physically smell anything because there's nothing there to physically smell. However, unless somebody really does have bad gas. Anyway, however, if you make that suggestion, they'll respond as if there really was, and they'll actually physically feel sick, as if there was a really bad smell there. That's why you have to say you won't get sick or ill, but you think the person next to you farted. Now, here's the thing. I have actually had people vomit on stage, even though I've told them they're not going to get sick. I've had people actually have that visceral reaction. I've had people during a funny bit where I say, you're watching the world's funniest movie. I've had people on stage actually pee their pants from laughing so hard. When you say you're watching a sad movie, people actually cry because they think they're watching a sad movie. And that's the thing. People actually respond as if what they're doing were actually happening. So yes, stage hypnosis is real. Now, what does it feel like? Hypnosis on stage, it feels like this. For those of us who are mature adults and who are of a drinking age, it feels like you've had one or too many glasses of wine at a party, and you're like, wah! And then the next day you're like, oh my gosh, did I really do that? But you're like, I'm going to do this. Who cares? That's kind of what hypnosis on stage feels like. It feels like you know what you're doing. You just feel so friggin' comfortable doing it. That's what stage hypnosis is like, and that's what it feels like. Consulting hypnosis or hypnotherapy or office hypnosis or whatever you call it is completely different. So let's get into that in just a moment. Okay, so I know you didn't go anywhere, but I did. I got Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Let's get back to work. So when people come in, a lot of people have seen my shows become my clients, or who've been in my shows see my clients or become my clients. And people who have even been in my shows and then they become my clients, they say, Dan, hypnosis in the office felt very different than hypnosis on stage. So I explain it when I'm explaining it to clients. I explain it as two completely different things. When you're hypnotized for consulting or therapeutic purposes or to accomplish a goal, it doesn't feel like you would get up and dance like Lady Gaga or anything like that, because you wouldn't, because that's not your purpose there. So I always explain it to clients that stage hypnosis is completely different than consulting hypnosis, office hypnosis, hypnotherapy for goals. whatever, because when a person comes into an office, their purpose is to improve something or to get better at something or change something or do something different. Their purpose is not to act or think that they're a celebrity or something like that. So the purposes are very different, which also makes the process very different as well. Also, another thing that's different about stage hypnosis and office hypnosis, on stage, the hypnotist has to use a method to hypnotize people that works for most of the people most of the time, but not everybody all of the time. And in an office setting, in a therapeutic setting, hopefully, if you're a good hypnotist, you are applying your method to them, to the client, and in their frame of reference, instead of trying to get the client to adopt your method. So we use methods and techniques that work more effectively for the client, and we are suiting our method to them instead of trying to fit them to our method. That's another difference about hypnotherapy as well. So there's a lot of differences. In fact, I always tell people, I say, look, what you see on stage, it is hypnosis, but it's almost like it's a different form of hypnosis. What you're doing here is 100% different. I always say, would you feel comfortable? And I've never made anyone bark like a dog or cluck like a chicken, so I don't use those examples. But I say, would you feel comfortable right now getting up and singing like Lady Gaga or conducting an imaginary orchestra that's not in front of you? And they say, no. I said, right. And if you did that, I would get up and walk out of the room because I'd feel uncomfortable because it's not something you would do and it's not something I would tell you to do. We only work on goals that you have that are congruent with you being here. So with that said, those are some of the differences between stage hypnosis and consulting hypnosis. Also, when you are working with people on stage, you get the power of selection. So you get to select who you want to work with. In an office, you have to work with the person that comes in. And you have to adopt, or excuse me, you have to modify the method that you're using to fit that client. And that's why we don't really teach people scriptnosis. We don't really teach people things where one method fits everybody, because it doesn't. So we teach people in expert hypnosis training, we teach people techniques, we teach people models, we teach people frameworks, and then within those, we teach the specifics of how to apply those to each client. So there you have it. That's how stage hypnosis works. That's how consulting hypnosis works. Those are the differences, and also how you can explain it to your clients when they come in. Dan Candell here, creator of the Anxiety Relief Revolution, also co-creator of Expert Hypnosis Training. As always, be well, do good, be true to who you are. See you in the next video.